Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to Peter Watches TV, where I cover all the TV shows across the board. I cover the Bravo shows, I cover the Netflix shows, I cover the HBO Max shows. We call it Max, I call it HBO Max. I cover the Amazon shows, the Apple TV shows, I cover them all. And now I'm going to start covering the most watched movies that come out on some of these apps as well. Not all of them, but from time to time when I watch a movie, I'm going to cover the movies as well over here. I announced that a couple videos ago. So for those of you that don't know, I have playlists for every video that I make over here. So if it's a Bravo show, I have usually all the Bravo shows listed. If it's an Apple show, I have it listed on a playlist called Apple Shows. So this movie will go under Netflix TV shows. We'll just put it over there. We don't need to have like Netflix movies as well. And that movie is the most amazing, well, not really, but the most amazing, I can't even laugh about that, movie in the entire world, which is called Under Paris. Okay, so let's give a little history lesson first before we get into this movie. I was very, very excited to see Under Paris. So for those of you that do not know, Under Paris has been on the top 10 on Netflix movies for like the past like month. Since it came out, it's been in the top 10 movies, okay? And it's this new shark movie, and I was like, the poster alone, I was like so terrified to watch this. So for those of you that do not know, okay, I have a strange history with sharks. In fact, I was talking on this trip. We just got back from Mexico for my husband's 40th birthday. I was just talking on this trip about how I believe that I've always had like a weird fascination with the Titanic and sharks. And so I was like, I think I went down in the Titanic in another life, and then I was eaten alive by a shark. And my husband said there were no sharks there. And I was like, weren't there? I feel like there were. But anyway, I've always had like this weird obsession / fear with sharks. Sharks are my biggest fear in the entire world. I'm absolutely terrified of sharks, okay? I still get in the ocean and I swim. It was so funny because we were on this trip. I was out with my brother-in-law, and we were like way out. And I was like, does it surprise you that I'm out like this far? He's like, you are so scared of sharks. I can't believe that you're out this far. I still get in the water. I still love it. But I will tell you, as a kid, swimming, like at night in a pool, if the light was turned off in a pool, I always thought that the light, like turned off, looked like a shark's eye. And I would be like out of the pool that quick. I mean, I know that there are no sharks in pool water. I know that there's no sharks in creeks and stuff like that. But I can get scared on a bed with my feet hanging off the side of it of sharks. That's how terrified of sharks I am, okay? But I am also equally obsessed with watching anything that has to do with sharks. I love shark documentaries. I especially love shark movies. Jaws, the franchise, is probably one of my favorite franchises of life. I have seen Jaws 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't even know how many times. Well, Jaws 1 and 2, I've seen the most. Jaws 3, I've seen quite a few times. Jaws 4, I've seen a few times. So Jaws 1 and 2 are my favorites. Actually, I think Jaws 2 is probably my favorite. And they're very, very realistic, and I absolutely love them. And when I was a little kid, to get me out of the pool, my dad, I love to swim, okay? And so when I was a little kid, to get me out of the pool because my dad knew that I was scared. When I say this, like, I look back on it now and it's kind of funny. It's like this joke between my dad and I. But, like, at the time, it was not funny. And people are like, that's so mean that your dad did that to you. So when I was a little kid, to get me out of the pool, like, if it was just me and my dad at his pool, you know, or whatever, like, my dad, before he, like, moved into his house, when my parents got separated, he lived in this apartment. And so we would go up to the pool, like, even into October when it was ice cold, because I loved to get in the pool. So it would just be the two of us, right? And my dad would be like, we'd been sitting up there for, like, 2 hours. And my dad would go, no, 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 no. I'd be out of that pool so quick. I was out of that pool. I was terrified of sharks, okay? And so I've always, like, been fascinated with shark movies. And here's the thing. Actually, I was thinking about this. I'm going to say this first. I talked about this in my vlog last night. You know, I'm, like, obsessed with watching TV series, like limited series and things like that. And I was thinking about this as I was beginning to watch this, is that I'm kind of surprised they haven't come out with a TV series yet that is based on Jaws. I don't know if it would, like, cost so much money, because the original Jaws cost so much money to put together with the special effects and things like that, and having the fake shark and the real shark and all that kind of stuff. I've watched all the documentaries on Jaws too. I don't know it, and I've read the books. People have sent me the books. I love everything. I know all the facts about it. So I don't know if like a TV show would like cost a lot of money, but I think it would be genius. When I say this, if somebody says in the comment section that this has already been done and it's out there, I'll die, because I have never heard of it before. But I think it would be genius to come up with a TV series called Amity. So Amity is the town, the island that Jaws took place in. And if they did like a TV series, and like the first season could be based around like the story of Jaws, and then every season after that could be like the mother shark, because that's the story of Jaws, is like this mother shark coming after this family, right? And so like every season after that could be like, you know, everybody that worked on the island, the tourists and stuff with all these sharks around. I think it would be a great idea for a TV series. I don't know why they haven't. Maybe they have pitched it. I don't know. But they could just call it Amity. I think that would be so great. So anyway, and I've also read the book Jaws by Peter Benchley, and I will tell you, I just said this in my video that I did on my, so I also have a movie club called Peter's Movie Club. Hey, how are you? And it's over on my Peter Does Stuff channel. I just announced the movie for this week, and I just covered last week's movie, which I watched late last night, which was The Deep, and that was based on a Peter Benchley book as well. Years ago, a couple years ago, for a readathon over on my BookTube channel, Peter Likes Books, I read the book Jaws by Peter Benchley, which I don't think I'd ever read before. If you've never read the book Jaws, it is a lot different than the movie. I mean, it takes bits and pieces from the movie. You basically get the movie from the book. But there are parts about, like, the mob. The wife cheats on, you know, her husband. And that's the big part of the book that, like, you don't even... You kind of alludes to it in the movie, but, like, it doesn't really, like... The closing of the town and why they won't close the town has a lot to do with the mob and ownership of businesses and stuff like that. It's so interesting. So if you've never read the book Jaws, I highly recommend it. It is a great summer read. But anyway, so I was thinking about that last night, that they should do this whole like TV series called Amity. I don't know who they are, but I guess I could pitch that idea, but I think it's a great idea. Anyway, here's the thing with shark movies that I have learned through the years, okay? Is that shark movies either have to be very, very scary, all right? Like where you're sitting there and you're like, you don't want to hang your feet over the edge of the bed, like the Jaws movies, like the first two Jaws movies. The third Jaws movie, which I saw in the movie theater in 3D, my dad was like, we walked out that was when you had like the 3D glasses that you get where one side was red and one side was blue. They were like the cardboard ones. You remember those? You can get them at the gas station or the drugstore, and you could watch like a movie once a month on 3D on local access TV back when I was growing up. But anyway, my dad and I watched it. I'll never forget leaving that movie, and I loved that movie so much. And my dad goes, that's the only shark that I've ever heard growl. And it didn't even occur to me at the time. I was like, Dad, you're so silly. Well, under Paris, they growl too, okay? So anyway, but here's the thing. I watched so many shark movies through the years. The Shallows, I think, is fantastically done. Those however many miles or centimeters down are fantastically done. I think the Meg movies are done really, really well because they're terrifying, but they're also, like, there's humor to it and things like that, and there's also a good storyline, so I think the Meg movies are really done well, too. And there's enough of an atmosphere of it being terrifying enough combined with the humor. So if you're going to do a movie, it either has, like a shark movie, it either has to have an element of fear to it where you're really scared to watch it. Like, even though the Meg movies are funny, they still scare the hell out of me. Or it has to be so stupid that, like, you know going into it, like, this is the stupidest movie, okay? Like the Tornado, I always have to say Tornado for Sharknado movies. I've seen them all with Ian Ziering from 90210. They are so bad, but you know they're going to be bad, right? They're so bad, they're good. I mean, they're really not that good, but they're so bad that they're fun to watch, right? Like, my friend Melissa and I, we love those Sharknado movies. I remember when the last one came out, she had a dinner party all around that Sharknado movie. We love them, right? And a couple years ago, I watched Santa Jaws, I think it was, about the shark, like, in Louisiana, and it was Christmas time, and he was killing all these people, and he had, like, a Santa Claus hat on, and he had on, like, the Christmas lights around his neck. Did y'all see this movie? It is, I think it might be on the Tubi, too. It is so bad. It is good, okay? But anyway, if you're going to make a movie that's stupid, that you should make this movie. So I go into this movie. Now, let me just tell you, I have a rule, okay? When we go on vacation that's anywhere near the ocean, the 3 months leading up to it and the flight back until we are over, like, solid land, I do not watch no shark movies, okay? Because I know that will be in my head, okay? I will be in my head while I'm trying to swim in a pool or in the ocean, that sharks are coming to get me. If, you know, I'm afraid that, you know, the plane's going to go down or something while we're flying over the ocean. So I don't watch movies until we're, like, good over Georgia or something like that, okay, on our way back. So last night we were flying back. We flew from Tulum to Miami and then Miami to Indianapolis. And so when we left Miami, I was like, okay, after we got over the ocean, I was like, I think it's safe to watch this movie. So I watched this movie last night. Boy, let me just tell you, this movie She is so bad. And she is not so bad she's good. It's just really, really bad. A lot of people are commenting on, like, the movie being dubbed because it's in French and it's being dubbed into English on Netflix. Like, I don't mind that at all, you know? Like, that's something that doesn't really bother me. And if you're going to watch a French movie, I think you probably should be prepared that you're either going to read subtitles or you're going to, you know, watch it dubbed. That wasn't any, like, that didn't take away from the quality of the movie to me. And I actually thought it was dubbed rather well compared to some movies that I've watched in the past that are dubbed. So this is the idea of Under Paris, okay? So there's this woman, I think her name is Sophie or Sophia or Sylvie or something like that. I don't even remember her name. But she's basically a sharkologist, okay? And a sharkologist is Peter Mon's made-up name for any of these shark people that are obsessed with sharks, that, like, know everything about sharks, and they are shark expert scientists. I don't know what her title is, but she's a sharkologist, okay? And at the beginning of it, she and her husband and their shark team are off the waters of Hawaii, okay? And it's this area that is heavily populated by a lot of trash and garbage in the water. It's really sad to watch. This movie kind of aims to be kind of an environmental movie, but it really misses the mark. And in fact, and as a result, it kind of makes the environmental issue kind of laughable. It's kind of sad what it does to this. And so they're diving through this garbage, and they have these beacons. They've, like, tracking these sharks. The killer shark's name... Now, I went to this concert 20, 30 years ago. I went to this concert, okay, with Sarah McLachlan and Laughlin, or whatever her name is, and Jewel, and the Indigo Girls, and it was called the Lilith Fair, okay? And I love that concert so much, the Lilith Fair. It was so good. Never in my life did I ever think that I was going to see a movie about a killer shark called Lilith, okay? But no lie, they named this shark Lilith in this movie, okay? I was like, is her name Lilith or Lillian? Like, I was so confused. So they named this killer shark, okay? They name her Lilith. And she doesn't eat her husband right up, okay? Out there in the garbage. Not only is he swimming through this garbage, okay? They're not really even concerned about the garbage being in the ocean. They're such oceanologists, marine biologists of the world. They're just tracking these sharks that are going to die. And they're not even really worried about these baby sperm whales that are dying from the trash. They're like, oh, look, she's covered with trash. Where's Lilith? They're only concerned about this shark, right? So right from the start, you get that this movie is not like, it's not like fully realized, okay? Then all of her whole team gets eaten by sharks, and then flash forward, it's 3 years later, and she's living in Paris, okay? And so she ends up meeting these two gals, and they're part of this environmental group called Save the Oceans, or Save the Seas, or Save Lilith the Shark, or something like that. I don't know. But they do, like, these beacons, okay, on these sharks, and they track these sharks, and they're trying to save these sharks. And then when people are trying to fish for these sharks, it's real nice, okay? It's real nice. I'm sorry to the shark people out there right now, but if a shark, I already know, okay, how you kill a shark. You, like that, right through its eyes. I'm not getting eaten by no shark, okay? And you can't convince me to go in one of those cages. I can tell you, put me in one of those cages, I'd have a heart attack, all right? Right now, if you put me into the ocean with sharks, I'd have a heart attack. I'd die of a heart attack before that shark ever got to me, okay? But I'm telling you right now, all right? I'm all for saving the oceans. I got the bracelets and the t-shirts and the whole 9 yards. I'm all for saving the oceans. I am, okay? I love the oceans. I think it's sadly what's happened to our oceans, okay? But I ain't I'm not getting eaten by no shark, okay? You could be the biggest save the shark organization in the world. If a shark comes for me, no ma'am. If I got a gun, it's going off, okay? I'm not being eaten by no shark. I've seen enough of these shark movies. You ain't gonna convince me a shark are nice. They're gonna swim right by me, okay? No ma'am. I'm gonna kill a shark. I'm gonna kill a shark. If it's in front of me and it's between me and that shark, I don't care, okay? We went to, my ex and I, we went to, or was it, no, it was Alex and I, we went to that aquarium at Mandalay Bay years ago when we first got together, and they had this little area, these baby sharks that are like this big, and all these kids are petting the sharks and stuff like that. I'm like, I was like so scared to touch this baby shark. I thought it was going to turn around and be like Jaws and eat me alive. So here she is. She ends up, she's back in Paris now. She's not a sharkologist anymore, and she meets these gals, okay, and they run this Save the Seas, whatever, and they tracking these sharks. So they come and find her because they got to save Lilith, okay? And they know that she really cares about Lilith. Why this woman cares about Lilith is beyond me, because Lilith didn't eat her whole family, okay? So I'm like, if they had eaten my whole family, I would not care about this shark Lillian. Lilith, I don't care. But anyway. So now Lilith, the shark, is swimming in the Seine, you know, the river that goes through Paris, okay? She's now swimming there because she, like, got through the wall and somehow all this kind of stuff, and none of the police believe her. The only redeeming quality of this movie is the lead sheriff, okay, that is so good looking. I was like, who is this man? He is so good looking. He looks like a friend of ours, and I can't figure out what friend. I wish I could, but I can't. But he is so good looking through this whole thing, okay? So anyway, It's about these people, and they're trying to save Lilith at the same time that the mayor of Paris, okay? She's about the funniest thing in the movie because she's real arrogant. She's having a triathlon that all these people are going to be swimming in the same shark-infested waters. Well, so it's about these people trying to get Lilith out of the sin. But what they don't realize is there's 9 million sharks, computer-generated sharks, okay? You don't really ever see them except for their fins and computer-generated. You don't really even see that many sharks in this movie if you want to know the truth, okay? And so the police, which they're called they call them the barge troop or something like they're supposed to get the barges, I don't know. Barge patrol. They're not really police, they're barge patrol, okay? They're supposed to, for the mayor, get rid of Lilith the shark. What they don't realize is that Lilith can impregnate herself, and she's been having babies all over the place, and now there's like 9 million Liliths, and they're trying to kill all these people. At the same time that the Save the Jaws people are in the catacombs of Paris. You ain't never gonna listen. I wanted to go to those catacombs, okay? I've seen that horror movie where they go in the catacombs, you know, under, what's it called, under Paris, same as Earth or whatever. I wanted to go to those catacombs. No, ma'am. I didn't know they could flood and sharks could get in them. No, I'm not watching that. I'm not going down them catacombs. You couldn't get me down there. So they're all down in the catacombs and things like that, and they're trying to get these sharks, and this main girl, her name's, well, I don't know what her name is. Miko, I think, is her name or something like that. I kept on thinking they were calling her the shark because they're Mako sharks and her name's like Miko or something. But anyway, I knew she was going to get eaten because she was too much trying to save the sharks. And all these people that love these sharks and said these sharks are so nice, as soon as these sharks start killing people, they're the first ones to go. See, I'm telling you right now, okay? You can't trust these environmentalists. No, I'm joking. I love all that, okay? I am such an environmentalist. But I'm telling you right now, true story, if a shark comes, I'm popping it right in the nose. That's where you're supposed to get it, between the eyes and the nose. Is that a person or is that a shark? I don't know, but either way, it'll work. But I ain't getting eaten by no shark, okay? I might be the biggest environmentalist in the world, but that girl's like out there swimming with this thing. She's like, oh no, it's not going to eat me. Whoop, like that. It comes up and it eats her right out of nowhere. They're all like, they can't believe it. I'm like, you didn't see that an hour ago in this movie? I already knew she was dead, okay? I already knew she was dead. So then it's like all these people are getting eaten by these sharks. These people are swimming in this triathlon. The mayor's clapping. She's like, what? I don't care about no sharks. She's like, you know, Honey Boo Boo. She's like, Honey Boo Boo don't care. She don't care about no sharks. This mayor, okay? She is not worried about these sharks until everybody gets killed by these sharks. Well, first of all, they had a real missed opportunity because the mayor falls into the water at the very end when everybody's running for shore, okay? The mayor falls into the water. Now, I might have missed it, but I was watching it pretty closely. They should have had that mayor get eaten by a shark. That was a missed opportunity, okay? So then all these triathlon swimmers get eaten by sharks. Lilith goes out. She's out of the ocean. Then there's all these sharks that are still in the Seine swimming around and things like that. And it's the sharkologist and her hot boyfriend that's the sheriff of the barge patrol. They're left. And I think they're on top. You don't really know what it is because the whole city, like it, when they set off these bombs to kill off the sharks, they basically set off bombs to like take down the city of Paris. And so they destroy all these bridges and stuff like that, basically meaning that the sharks have taken over. They've taken over the tubes, like the trains and things like that. And then it's this sharkologist woman, Sophie or Sylvie, I don't know what her name is, and her hot barge patrol boyfriend, and they're not really boyfriends, but they're going to be in the next one. There's going to be a part 2 because it just ends. And they're on top of like, I think they're on like a mausoleum or something like that, and they're just like sitting there and all these sharks are swimming around them, and that's how the movie ends. It was so bad, you guys. I'm telling you right now, it was so bad. Like, usually these bad movies, I'm like, yeah, I'm so into it. Like, I can talk about this to my friends. It'll be so funny. It was not that. It was so bad, you guys. This was like, could somebody please explain to me why this movie has been trending for a month on the Netflix? Like, have y'all gotten anything else to watch? You ain't got no other. I can recommend 10. Go over, just put in shark. Because I love those movies where it's like half shark, half python, half shark, half mouse, half shark, half piranha. Oh my God, those piranha movies, they scare me to death. This movie was stupid, okay? This was just stupid. If I had to give it a rating, because on my review channel, I've shouted out about all my channels on this. Well, I shout out my vlog and my drama channel too. But anyway, my Peterisms channel. But on my review channel, I always rate things out of 10. If I had to give this movie a rating, it would be hard-pressed to give it a 1. It was so bad. And that 1 was for the hot barge patrol sheriff guy. Okay, that was it. He offered that girl some coffee. She didn't want any coffee. I said, girl, I was so thirsty for coffee on the plane watching this movie. That's how I think about these movies and stuff like that. This movie was so bad, you guys, and so unrealistic. I don't even believe that it was shot in Paris. I don't even think it was in Paris. I think they just did like stills of Paris and things like that. It was bad. This movie was so dumb. I don't even think the trash in the ocean was real trash. I think it was like computer generated trash. This movie was so stupid. It was so bad. Okay. Anyway, if y'all liked it, I want to hear one person in the comment section below say they love this movie. I need to hear that. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.